And back there was Major Mitchell Plateau, where all the wildflowers were. The view from Dunkeld, just looking across at the Grampians, it's just amazing. This is 1,100 metres, so it's quite high for the Grampians. There's the dials, and I'm going to zoom in at that lake. That lake is called Lake Belfield. This is called the Descent from Hell. It is fairly tricky. Dunkeld campsite. This is the common area. These weird looking windbreaks. View from the Dunkeld campsite. I'm not sure, I think this is a viewing platform I'm on. Back on the trail again, morning, just out of Dunkeld, and that's towards Dunkeld, beautiful low cloud amongst the peaks. We keep encountering these yellow worms. We have no idea what they are, we'll have to Google it, but if anyone knows, just put it down below in comments. Nice little forest. Walking through here, very unusual. I haven't seen anything like this on the trail. Maybe it's just because of looks like it's had a burn through in the last few years. This is Jimmy Creek, gorgeous little creek. It's so crystal clear, the water. So tempting to just go down there and drink it. I think I've done enough of the Grampians Peak Trail to make a comment on how hard it is. It is a very hard hike. I'd say it'd be as hard as Larapinta, maybe a bit harder. What makes it hard is what you see ahead, that's the trail. So you're just picking your way along lots of rocks, and it's quite tricky at times, a lot of level 5 hiking. And what makes it harder too is, even if it's only 26 degrees, rocks radiate back up at you, as they do in Larapinta. So yeah, it's very taxing. The views, however, are sensational. So it's worth it all for the views and the wildlife. But yeah, it is a very hard trail. I wouldn't recommend this trail for beginners or anyone with niggling injuries, because it really tests your body. That's it. Just rolling up at the Yarram campsite. There's the toilets. Looks like a pretty good campsite. There's pretty tight actually. It was a big day. There's the there's all the tent pads. And down here's the common shelter, which is great because it's got water and phone chargers and somewhere to cook tea. A helicopter just went overhead. I'm not sure what that's about. Looked like a rescue one. Is the shelter. Turns out we're at Yarram at the right time. Things about to get real. Yeah, the helicopter's going to come in and take the poo-poos away. This is the guys getting ready. The poo capsules are going to be winched out in a second. So let's wait and see. The helicopter's coming in to pick up the modules of Who-wee. There's 2 attendants at the bottom that are ready for the line. Anyone who knows what sort of helicopter this is, can they put it in the comments below, because I'd love to know. There's a streaker running through the show. Morning. Stayed at Yarram campsite last night. Lucky we didn't set our tents up. We just put our sleeping set up inside the shelter. Just as well as a massive thunderstorm, like I don't know, literally thousands of strikes, and then the rain come through. It's probably 20 mil, and yeah, it was all at once. Little bits of rain this morning, wet weather gear on and then wet weather gear off and on. So in the end I've just put it all in the thing and I'll just get wet, I think. It's just annoying. Yeah, great campsite. Really enjoyed it. It's a great view. It was really nice to had a big tank of water, like massive. So we washed and cleaned ourselves up, so we all Phil and I feel sparkling. Missing our the guys we've been hiking with, Greg and Dave, for even longer. They were good value, so a little bit of missing those guys. They were just great fun. The four of us got along really well. Yeah, so today heading to another campsite, but it's it doesn't have a shelter. It's just a picnic table and places to put your tent up. So anyway, we'll see what the day brings. Just hiking with my buddy Phil, and he's been doing it a bit tough the last few days. He's getting thinner and thinner. I'm not sure what's wrong, but I'll just give you a look at him and see what you think. This is Phil. He just seems to be wasting away and he's not talking to me at all. Yeah, I just can't figure out what's going on with him. Phil, you're right, mate. Nah, just nothing. Getting nothing from him. Will the real Phil speak out? Which is the real one? It's hard to tell. Which is Phil? Morning. Bit of a ridgeline walk now at the moment. So we've got that side. We're on a ridge. And then there's the other side. Yeah, it's really cool. The rain seems to have sort of gone away, but may come back. We'll see. That's the view towards Dunkeld. Got about 3 nights left before we get there. It's been a great hike, but the weather's changed. It's not cold, just the rain's a bit annoying. Just approaching camp now. Really odd. This looks like reclaimed, or it is reclaimed farmland. And this is where they've got a campsite for the night. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Apparently there's lots of wildlife here. It's a bit sheltered, like up on the ridges it was windy. This is the Wannon campground on the Grampians Peak Trail. It's just going for a little walk. It's actually an old farm that they've purchased back and rehabilitating. And just walking along, I had a big fright because a couple of little friends here, a couple of lizards. They seem to, I found, I'm not sure what these are called, what sort of lizards they are, but they seem to hang out in pairs. It's really great, or I seem to find them in pairs. Let's see what this one says when we get closer. How are you, little fella? Hey? Hey? You're beautiful, yes you are. These chairs look like fun, I might sit in one. Pretty sure this is a little baby rock wallaby. They move really quick. There's a little joey in that wallaby's pouch. Every now and again it just sticks its head out and has a look at you. Come on.
Grass.
There it's head.
They have to eat to survive.
Joey won't stick its head out, I suppose because it's cold. Here we are, cooking tea. Here we are, cooking tea, and there's the wallaby. Joey doesn't want to show us again. As soon as you take the camera off him, he'll stick his head out. Good morning. Just a little, well, fairly big bridge crossing the Wannon River. Not really flowing, looks very marshy there. Beautiful lowlands, sort of grasslands really. Absolutely gorgeous. Before I begin this YouTube on the Grampians Peak Trail, just want to let you know, I think it's important to point out, this is one of the hardest hikes in Australia. I think it's 160, 170 k's, but it's very tough. It's a lot of bouldering, a lot of hard rocky surfaces. You just pick your way through. You don't want to, I wouldn't do this as a beginner. Yes, it's a hard hike, so just be aware of that. I think it's harder than some of the hard hikes like Larapinta. It's probably a little bit harder. So if you've got a sore knee or back or some medical issue, or if you make sure that if you do this, you train hard and train with a heavy pack over distance and up and down hills. And then just enjoy. It's a great hike. I'm just think that the warning should be put out about, because I didn't see that in any of the literature, and I probably could have trained a bit harder for this hike. Righto, but enjoy. Arriving Daji Dwara, I can't really say that, campground. Here it is here. Looks really good. So good. No setting the tent up tonight. On the Grampians Peak Trail, all of these modern shelters are fabulous. They have a big open window with a great view normally. Have tables and chairs, wooden floor, door either side, heavy sliding door, and at the end they have a bench for cooking. They also have a light you can turn on at night. We've never used it, but also chargers. The chargers work really well. There's a solar panel up on the roof. But another thing these shelters have, which is really good, it's a big rainwater tank. And and the plug so you can do some washing, and a boardwalk here. Most of the campsites have got a shelter like this, but there's 3 or 4, I think, that have good toilets and pads to put your tent and picnic tables, but they don't have a shelter like this, which is a pity. Just be warned, the shelters haven't got a lot of mice, but some of them do have mice. So one of the shelters, a couple that were there had their pack. They had some muesli bars in their side pocket of their pack, and they got their packs chewed into, and they took the muesli bars, so they sort of destroyed parts of their pack to get to the food, which is a bit sad. But yeah, so you've got to hang your food at least, and make sure there's nothing in your pack. The most of the sites on the Grampians Peak Trail have a dozen or so of these platforms, and not all, but most of them have a chain system. You can see the chains on this one here, for example. They've got a hook, and so these adjust, and rather than use pegs, you just use those. And there's what's that, 6 or 8 of them around the pad. They're really good. During the hike, we've had 4 food drops, 1 in Hall's Gap, and then 3 of this sealed bucket style food drop. The company do a really good job. We've just resupplied, and we've put all our rubbish in there. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like, and they hide it behind a tank or a sign. Morning. big day climbing a mountain. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, second last day. Views, great, was a trig point here, and there's the lovely town. Beautiful echidna there.
You should be in tourism, Terry, the way you're around all South Australia.
Little waterfall here, beautiful looking, flowing, gorgeous. Just coming into camp now. Mad Dad Jug. There's the shelter for the night. This shelter's got the charred timber finish. There's the big rock in the background. Very beautiful. There's our black yellow-tailed cockatoo there in the bushes. Morning. Mount Stapleton. Just climbed it, just coming down the other side on the way to Dunkeld. Coffee and chips and wait. Just a slight drizzle today, sort of just enough to be annoying and get you wet. Just walking through this lovely little forest with the birds chirping. Top of Mount Stapleton. Summit looks really good. There's Dunkeld down there. We've just finished the Grampians Peak Trail. Just had a big feed at the cafe, and now we're walking to the car, so we're finished.